It's really that difficult to rank these concealed carry guns because of their goddamn sheer number. Besides, a lot of them are objectively good, so even subjective assessment feels off to me. Still, I do really think that some of these little guns have a slight edge in terms of reliability, performance, popularity, and build, which make them likely candidates to go hot this 2025. What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ted from Line45, and today, you are about to see the guns that have the potential to launch and become top sellers in the concealed carry segment this 2025. Before anything else, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, all the buttons that you can see below. Don't forget to leave a comment too. I know it feels like a hassle, but those things help my channel a lot. Now let's get back to the good stuff. Taurus GX2. When I first heard Taurus was dropping the GX2, I didn't expect much more than an update to the G3C. But man, once I got this thing in my hands and took it for a few spins at the range, I knew they'd put in real work on this one. The GX2 isn't just a value pistol, it's legit carry ready straight out of the box. Taurus clearly paid attention to what folks were asking for, and they brought it all together in this little shooter. First off, it's built around a polymer frame, like most striker-fired guns these days, but it's solid. Doesn't feel cheap or hollow. The grip texture is aggressive enough to give you some bite, but not so rough that it'll rub your side raw while carrying. They added a nice palm swell and a slightly extended beaver tail, which helps keep your hand locked in and protects against slide bite. There's even a Picatinny rail up front if you want to throw on a light or a laser for home defense or night carry. Size-wise, it's pretty much ideal for daily carry. It's about 6.2 inches long, just under 5 inches tall, and a little over an inch wide. It weighs around 19 ounces unloaded, so it disappears in an IWB holster, but it has enough weight that it doesn't flip around or jump on you when you're shooting. You can actually train with this thing and not feel like you're just working with a pocket rocket. They gave it a 3.25-inch barrel, which gives you decent velocity out of a compact frame, and the carbon steel slide has a matte black finish that's held up great to sweat and grime so far. Serrations front and back give you a solid grip for racking or press checking. It's basic, but if it works, then I have nothing to complain about. Taurus ships this gun with two 13-round mags, and that's standard. In a gun this size, 13+1 is a big deal. It carries almost like a single stack, but holds nearly double the rounds. That alone puts it ahead of a bunch of pricier options out there that are still stuck at 10 rounds or fewer, unless you add extensions. The trigger honestly surprised me, as it's pretty dang smooth. You've got a bit of take-up, a clean wall, and then it breaks right around 5 pounds. Reset is short and tactile. You can feel it and hear it. For a budget pistol, it shoots way better than you'd expect. It doesn't feel gritty, doesn't feel mushy. I've run it next to more expensive guns, and the GX2 holds its own. They also gave it both a manual safety and a trigger safety. The thumb safety's right where you'd expect it, easy to hit but not in the way. Personally, I don't always use a manual safety on my carry guns, but I know a lot of folks like having that option, and Taurus gives it to you. At the range, this thing runs. I put a few hundred rounds through it right off the bat. FMJ, hollow points, even some old junk ammo, and it didn't choke once. The recoil is soft, the gun tracks flat, and it stays on target for fast follow-ups. At 10 to 15 yards, I was punching tight groups all day long. No feed issues, no light strikes, and no weird malfunctions. This thing comes in at around $310. For real. That's with 2 mags, solid build quality, and all the features I just laid out. You're getting a high-capacity great ergos, and it won't wreck your wallet. Canic MC9 Prime. The Canic MC9 Prime isn't just another micro compact on the block. It's Canic's next-level response to the growing demand for feature-rich carry pistols with full-size performance in a small package. To be fair, Canic's MT series already earned its stripes in the striker-fired world, but with the MC9 Prime, they've scaled it down without cutting corners. This thing carries the same Canic DNA, tight tolerances, great egos, a stellar trigger, but now it's tailor-made for concealed carry in 2025. Right off the bat, let's talk size. The MC9 Prime clocks in at 6.73 inches long, 5.43 inches tall, and 1.16 inches wide, with a 3.64-inch barrel. It's bigger than some of the tiny single-stack 9mm out there, but it gives you a lot more gun to hang on to. And that's a good thing if you actually shoot what you carry. At 23.4 ounces unloaded, it's not featherweight, but it's right where it needs to be for shootability and control without being a burden on your waistband. Now, Canik didn't skimp on capacity. This thing comes with two 17-round magazines. You read that right. 17 rounds in a gun you can easily carry IWB. That's Glock 17 capacity in a platform small enough to carry all day without printing. And it's not just about the number. The gun feeds reliably from both mags and reloads are fast, thanks to the beveled mag well and strong mag ejection. The trigger is where Canik has always dominated, and the MC9 Prime keeps that tradition alive. It has a flat-face striker-fired trigger that breaks cleanly right around 4.2 pounds. The wall is crisp, the break is clean, and the reset is short and audible. You don't usually get a trigger this good on a carry gun out of the box, especially not at this price point, but here you have it. And yes, the slide is optics ready. It's milled for Shield RMSC and Holosun K footprint micro red dots, so you can mount most of the popular carry optics without needing an adapter plate. Better yet, the sights are tall enough to co-witness right through the glass, which is exactly what you want if you're running a red dot and still want backup irons. The included sights are the night vision tritium night sights, and they're extremely functional in any lighting conditions. The build quality on the MC9 Prime is solid. The polymer frame is rigid and well contoured, with interchangeable backstraps so you can get the grip dialed in. The beaver tail is extended, giving you a high, comfortable grip without worrying about slide bite. The texturing is aggressive where it needs to be without shredding your skin, which is perfect for control during rapid strings. The slide is steel, with a slick matte finish and deep front and rear serrations for solid grip during manipulations. They also nailed the controls. The slide stop is ambidextrous, and the mag release is reversible, so it's ready to go for left or right-handed shooters. You also get a 1913 Picatinny rail molded into the dust cover if you want to add a light or laser, another rare feature on a pistol this size. Kimber R7 Mako. I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect Kimber to come out swinging in the striker-fired micro-compact game, but man, they did with the R7 Mako. Most people know Kimber for their 1911s, and this thing is a totally different animal. But they didn't just slap their name on a polymer pistol and call it good. They actually built a smart little carry gun that shoots flatter, runs cleaner, and packs more features than most of the other stuff in its class. Let's talk about size first. The R7 Mako is compact where it needs to be. It's about 6.2 inches long, 4.3 inches tall, and an inch wide, which means it disappears under a t-shirt. Weighs right around 19.5 ounces unloaded, so it's light enough to carry all day, but not so light it feels like a toy when you shoot it. That balance makes a big difference when you're sending rounds downrange, especially in a smaller gun. Now, what really sets this pistol apart is how it's built. You see, the frame is glass-filled nylon, but it's reinforced with a steel chassis inside. So you get the weight savings of a polymer carry gun, but with way more rigidity where it counts. That gives the slide a solid track to ride on, and it helps with recoil and durability in the long run. Honestly, I love how Kimber also cut a nice undercut under the trigger guard, which lets you get your hand up high and really lock in your grip. That's a big deal on a little 9mm. The barrel is about 3.37 inches, made from stainless steel, with a 1 in 10 left-hand twist, and by all means, it's not your typical tilting barrel setup either. Kimber went with a low-tilt locking system, which keeps the muzzle flatter when the slide cycles. It sounds like a small thing, but you feel it when you shoot. It tracks smoother, and the follow-ups are notably quicker than most compact guns of its size. It just shoots flatter than other micro-compacts I've tried. The slide is probably the most unique part of the Mako. It has this closed-top design, which is kind of like an HKVP9 or P7 style thing going on, and it only ejects out the right side. The idea is it stiffens the slide up and keeps crap from blowing all over your red dot. And honestly, it works. It's finished in ferritic nitrocarburizing, so it's super corrosion resistant and slick. Ejection is clean and consistent, and I've never had anything get jammed up. Speaking of red dots, the Mako is optic ready, and Kimber did it right. The version I picked up came with a Crimson Trace CTS 1500 red dot pre-mounted, and it co-witnesses with the TrueGlow Tritium Pro night sights right out of the box. No swapping irons, no custom plates, or no guesswork. It's just ready to roll. The sights themselves are solid too. It's bright front post with an orange ring and white dot rears that don't distract. The trigger surprised me the most. It's a flat-faced aluminum job, with a pull of just over 4 pounds, and it breaks clean with a nice short reset. You don't get the usual gritty feel you expect from striker-fired carry guns. It's crisp, smooth, and predictable. To be fair, it shoots like something you'd expect to have upgraded aftermarket, but it's stock. Kimber ships the Mako with an 11-round flush mag and a 13-round extended mag, both double stack. That's a big win because a lot of guns this size still run single-stack mags with limited capacity. The 13-rounder gives you a full grip and extra firepower without making the gun too bulky to carry. At the range, this thing punches way above its weight class. The low bore axis, that non-tilting barrel, and the beefy slide all come together to keep the muzzle nice and flat. I was running drills with hollow points and FMJ, and it didn't hiccup once. Even with defensive ammo, it's easy to control, and I was ringing steel at 15 yards like nothing. Springfield Armory, 1911 DS Prodigy Compact. When Springfield Armory decided to build a double-stack 1911 designed for concealed carry, they didn't just shrink down a duty gun, they re-engineered it from the slide rails up. The 1911 DS Prodigy Compact isn't some nostalgia piece. It's Springfield's answer to the guys who love the feel and trigger of a 1911 but want modern capacity, optics compatibility, and real-world carry reliability. The gun comes in 2 versions. The one I've been carrying has the 3.5-inch match-grade bull barrel, but there's also a 4.25-inch version if you want more sight radius and a touch more velocity. Both are chambered in 9mm, and let me tell you, that bull barrel isn't just for looks. It keeps the front end planted, and the recoil stays super manageable even when you're running defensive loads fast. It's got that typical Springfield fit, tight where it matters, smooth where it counts. Now the frame is billet 7075-T6 aluminum, hard coat anodized, and it's light but still feels rock solid. You're not sacrificing durability here. The slide's forged carbon steel, finished in black Cerakote, so it holds up to sweat, holster wear, range grime, you name it. It's a carry gun that's built like a duty pistol, and that's something I can appreciate. It's running a polymer module, and it has the kind of fine, stippled texture that locks in without tearing your hands up. That grip angle is pure 1911. It's straight, points naturally, and none of that weird wrist angle you get with some polymer guns. Plus, you've got an extended beaver tail and a nicely undercut trigger guard, so you can really choke up on it and drive the gun. But here's where it really pulls ahead. Capacity. You get 15 rounds in a flush-fit double-stack mag, and it ships with 2 of them. That's striker gun territory, but you're doing it with a steel-on-steel trigger and a hammer-fired single-action platform. For me, that's a win all day. It's also optic-ready, which is non-negotiable for me these days. The agency optic system is rock solid. You get a plate in the box that's compatible with the Hex Dragonfly, and you can swap in plates for other dots like Holosun or Trigicon. The irons co-witness, which is clutch. The front sight is tritium with a bright orange ring, and the rear is a serrated blacked-out U-notch. They're fast to pick up and don't crowd your field of view. Now the trigger, man, it's everything you want from a 1911. Single action, crisp break, minimal take-up, and that short reset you can ride all day. Mine's breaking right around 4 pounds, 12 ounces, and it just feels right. Not too light for carry, but definitely clean enough to get surgical with it on the range. Out at the range, the Prodigy Compact runs impressively. It eats everything I feed it, whether it's ball, JHP, or reloads. It's stupidly accurate. I've run it next to a couple of my other carry guns, and the split times are faster and the group's tighter. Even with the shorter barrel, this thing shoots like a full size. FN Reflex XLMRD. I gotta say that FN is no stranger to building serious combat-ready pistols, but with the Reflex XLMRD, they took everything they've learned from the professional side and repackaged it into one of the most refined concealed carry pistols on the market. This isn't just a stretched version of the original Reflex. It's a purpose-built internal hammer-fired micro-compact that packs in a match-grade barrel, red dot readiness, and up to 18 rounds of 9mm, all while staying slim enough to carry every day. It's actually built around an internal hammer-fired, single-action-only system, which is such a relief because finally, we got a decent compact hammer pistol. That's important because it gives you that crisp, consistent trigger pull that doesn't stack or get mushy. The trigger breaks around 4.5 to 5.5 pounds, and it's predictable and smooth, which is exactly what you want on a carry gun. There's no second strike capability here, but it doesn't need it, as this thing runs reliably. It hits a really nice sweet spot in terms of size. It measures 6.75 inches long, 5.2 inches tall, and just 1.08 inches wide, so it's not as small as some of the ultra micros, but it's way more shootable. It carries flatter than most people expect, thanks to that slim slide and frame. Weight is just 20 ounces unloaded, which keeps it light on the belt without sacrificing balance and recoil control. The barrel is 3.8 inches long, cold hammer-forged stainless steel with a recessed crown, which is a nice touch for accuracy and protecting the muzzle over time. FN's barrels are known for being match-grade quality, and this one's no different. It delivers tight groups and consistent shot placement, even with hotter loads. Capacity is another area where the Reflex XLMRD crushes expectations. It ships with both a 15-round flush-fit mag and an 18-round extended mag. That's serious capacity in a carry-sized gun, especially considering how well it conceals. FN also makes 10-rounders for restricted states, but most buyers, I assume, are going to love the 15+1 and 18+1 options for everyday carry or home defense use. It's also optics-ready right out of the box, with a direct milled slide cut for Shield RMSC or Holosun 507K footprint red dots. No plates, no adapters. You simply just mount and you're good to go. The iron sights are excellent as well. It has a tritium front sight with an orange ring and a blacked-out U-notch rear. I love the fact that they're tall enough to co-witness through most micro red dots, and they give a clear, fast sight picture even without an optic. Ergonomically, FN really did their homework. The grip features interchangeable back straps, a new palm swell, and a generous extended beaver tail, which makes a big difference when you're trying to get a high grip without slide bites. The undercut trigger guard allows your strong hand to ride higher on the frame, and the texturing gives you excellent control without tearing up your skin during carry. Another thing that makes this gun extra special is its slimline accessory rail that matches the Glock 43 XMOS footprint, so it will work with popular weapon lights like the Surefire XSC or Streamlight TLR7 Sub. That gives you real low-light capability without going to a bigger gun or rigging something clunky with an aftermarket frame adapter. In the real world, the Reflex XLMRD just delivers. In all honesty, it's accurate, controllable, fast to draw, and easy to carry. You're getting full-size pistol performance in a slim, red dot-ready platform that's easy to shoot and just works.